What's going on, y'all? I did not want to make this video. I've actually been putting this video off for like 2 months now, but this is something that has already happened. It's already kind of been made up. I made a slight video about it on TikTok, but I wanted to come out here and make a longer video about me quitting boxing. But yeah, I'm done competing in this sport.
All right, Dean, so what was the moment you knew it was time to walk away from boxing?
Well, it kind of built up, but there's one moment, well, there's two moments that stand out in particular. So the first one, I was at my last fight. I was in South Carolina. It was about, I want to say a 4.5 hour drive. I was in Charleston. I was kind of already checking out. A lot of y'all know, like in December, I had a bunch of fights fall through, kept getting injured. I really started to fall in love with coaching around this time, making content for you guys. But, you know, I kept fighting. But it was in February. Went to Charleston. I get there, just drove 4 hours. My opponent pulled out because he had COVID. Nobody ever told me, so I just drove 4 hours for nothing. They found me a replacement. It was like a whole situation. So I'm freaking out in the hotel room, and I'm already just stressed out. I'm already just like kind of through with it. So before the fight, next day, I'm with my girlfriend. I'm walking to me. I literally busting into tears. Not like super crazy, but like I started crying because I was just so stressed out about the fight. And that was the first kind of time I really said out loud to anyone that I might not want to do this anymore. I still fought. I didn't win the fight. Fought a great opponent. It was, you know, whatever. But the battle of the boxing was never really inside the ring for me. It was more outside the ring. And that's something that kind of always pushed me the wrong way. And then the second moment is before I was supposed to have my very last fight that never happened. I was actually at the doctor getting my physical. I get a call. My mom is actually gonna have a surgery, like a really large scale surgery, but my dude just put up a Game 7 performance. She had the surgery, it went great. She's all good, but it was a pretty serious surgery. She had an aneurysm. Her intestines were basically messed up, and the artery was gonna like keep her alive, basically, was kind of failing. So that was happening, and it all kind of just came to a head of like cutting weight, family, the time commitment, because I still got bills to pay, I still got a life, I got a girlfriend, I got a lot of stuff going on. And also at that same point was like, I don't get to put everything I can into the sport. And for me, if I'm gonna do something, I'm gonna do it 100%. And it was at a point where I just couldn't really give my all, and that was really leading me down a bad mental state. So those were really like the two moments I kind of knew like, okay, I'm kind of pulling away from boxing a little bit.
Was quitting boxing something that you planned, or did it all just hit you at once?
I would say a little bit of both. Like, I always knew there would be, like everybody knows there's gonna be a day you have to stop boxing. And since I started making content, since I started boxing, the only reason I was ever in boxing was for money. Like, I never really wanted to be a world champ. Like, that would have been cool. It would have came with it. The only reason I would have wanted to be a world champ would be to make money. But my thing was finding boxing as a way to make money and support my family, support me, my friends, whatever I wanted to do. So I knew there'd be a day that I quit boxing. And as a fighter, I didn't really plan like, all right, when I get 30 fights, I'm done. I'm gonna quit as an amateur. Like, I always thought I was gonna have a pro fight. I still feel like I might have a pro fight eventually. I'm not exactly sure when, but I know I'd want the experience. I know I want to do it just for one, the content. That would be awesome, but also for myself. But I don't think it was necessarily planned. And I guess the moment it all kind of hit me was like, I'm literally sitting in the doctor's office, like I said, I'm waiting for my physical, and I get the call from my mom. Everything just kind of like, it's something I really can't explain, but like it just clicked in my brain, like I'm done. Like, that was my first thought, was when they told me, I was like, I'm done. Like, I don't know if it was a sign from like a higher above, I don't know. But like everything just started clicking. I was like, all right, I'm not gonna say I'll never come back to the ring. Like I said, I might want a pro fight, but it kind of just all came to a head in that like one moment after just like months of stress and just being upset all the time about making weight or not training hard enough and stuff like that. So it kind of all just came to a head. What
was the hardest part of letting go of the sport?
I guess the pride. Boxing is a very prideful thing, as you know. You pride yourself on being a fighter. You pride yourself on being the guy. There's a little bit of a confidence and the ego that kind of goes with boxing. So I guess kind of letting go of that and realizing that you're not going to be fighting anymore. Like, I still spar. I still do other like combat sports. So I still get that competitive nature. But I guess the hardest part was not being able to fulfill that competitive nature. But I will say one of the easier things to kind of let go of was my whole thing since I've been boxing was like, I want to make people proud, and I want to show people that I can do it, right? So, like, I know I got bullied growing up. Like, I was like fat as hell. Like, I wasn't like, oh man, he's like chubby. No, I was like obese. Like, I was a poster child for childhood obesity. Like they would flick my man boob up and slam it and go like slam dunk. It was crazy. Being able to just show people I guess around me, like I can do this. Like I got 30 fights. I want a crap ton of them. I want a belt. I'm still gonna have a pro debut. I got 100,000 followers now on TikTok, all this other great, crazy stuff that's happened. So I guess one of the things that kind of made it easier was I did do a lot of the stuff I wanted to do in the sport. Like it's not like I didn't accomplish anything, but not being able to have that hunger or that kind of just putting my pride to the side and realizing this was the right decision, that was the hardest part. That's the only thing I really regret. And I guess that's the only thing I really will miss is that like pride aspect of like, I'm a fighter.
Do you ever regret stepping away, or do you feel at peace with your decision?
Do I regret it? No. I feel like I'm at peace with it. As of now, I'm definitely at peace with it. Like, this is something I've been thinking about for a while. It has always kind of been like a thing I knew would come. So I'm at peace with it just because of this. I'm still able to coach. And for me as a person, for me as just someone around boxing, me as a boxing coach, right? I get the same enjoyment, or maybe probably even more, is seeing like a Giovanni win or a Dre win, or like one of my fighters, one of my friends, one of my people, they just win a fight. Like I get the same feeling seeing them win a fight as I would when I win a fight. And like there was this one moment I kind of realized this, and I want to say the fight was, I want to say probably a couple weeks after I lost that fight in South Carolina I told y'all about. We had a charity event. It's called the Fight Against Suicide. So essentially they raise money for suicide prevention. It's something that they put on all across the country with universities, and the University of Georgia does it. And there's this one fighter specifically. His name's Jacob Brodsky. I'll put his Instagram down here if y'all want to go follow him. Great guy. But when he came in, he knows it. I know it. He wasn't good at boxing. Like he was bad. He couldn't take a punch. He couldn't take a punch. He couldn't do anything. Like he couldn't throw back. And he would always have to like, how do I become tough? How do I do it? How do I do it? And like that's just something that you kind of gotta like bite down. Just say kind of like. And he started to learn that. And I'll never forget. It was probably 2 days before the fight. Me and the guy who was fighting had like a blow up in the gym a couple weeks before. So like he didn't like me. I'm cordial with the dude. I'll put it like that. I don't like to hold grudges or anything. I know like it's probably a stressful situation. But he comes up to me and he's like, he just keeps asking me these questions about what to do on fight night, how to win and stuff. And he's like, it's been a childhood dream of mine to win a fight. Like my dad's gonna be there. It's always been a dream of mine to actually like do it. And that really resonated with me because that was my dream when I was like a big kid that got bullied. Like that was a real big part of my thing, is like wanting to get a dub. Cause like I remember, I'll never forget it. After my first fight, I lost it. Devastated. Me and Trey, we went probably upstairs to the second level. I cried for like 30 minutes, like no joke. The next fight, when they announced me as the winner, I still got the video. I got out of the ring. I gave Trey the biggest hug. I'm in tears. I'm crying, bro. It was like a weight got lifted off me. So I knew the feeling he was coming from. And then fight night happened. First round he lost. And like I didn't know if he was gonna win. And then there was a moment in the corner where I was coaching him. I told him, I was like, look, if you want to have your dream happen, you told me it's a dream, let's make a dream happen tonight, all right? And I saw his eyes switch. He goes out there, stops the kid. His dad was in the corner, bro. And I literally started crying. Like after he won, bro, like only I knew the guy for, I think I knew Jacob for like 6 months. I started crying, bro. And like at that moment was kind of the moment I decided I really kind of found peace with me stopping, because I just know what that moment means to someone. And to see him have that in front of all of his fraternity and all of the girls and the guys and the families and the fighters backstage, and to get a belt, and it was just insane. Like seeing him have that and knowing what that feels like, and seeing me be able to help somebody achieve that, I don't think to this day I felt a better like feeling than that.
If you could talk to your younger self when you first laced up the gloves, what would you say?
I would say that you never really know how far this is going to take you or what's going to come of this. Like if you would have told me when I first started boxing that I would have 30 fights, which Keith would tell you, Trey would tell you, they never thought I would have 30 fights. Like I came in, I was a fat kid that couldn't even take a punch. I would literally go travel spar, go like an hour away, do like 2 rounds, get beat up, drop like 3 times. I just kept coming back. So that's one. I would never thought I'd have 150,000 followers. I know the YouTube's growing, but even that's been a dream of mine growing up. I wanted to be a gamer. I would watch all the gamers and like see all the YouTube videos and stuff. That was cool. So being able to have like people that actually support me, go to fights and people know my name, and like ask for pictures, like that's so crazy. I'll never deny a picture at any of the fights, just because like I used to be that kid that wanted to go and you know, meet these people and kind of basically just be like them, and like I know I have an impact on people's life. So I would say if I was younger, to myself, like you really never know where this is gonna take you, as well as you never know who you're gonna affect with what you could either do in life, put online, talk to people. Like, even as a boxing coach, right? I have people come in and they're on like their last leg, like they're having a really hard day, they're maybe having a really hard life. I had people come up to me and literally tell me like I was thinking about, you know, unaliving, and like you helped me, or like just conversation. So the thing I would tell them is like, you never know what you can do to people, and that's something boxing made me realize, content made me realize, coaching made me realize. So just, you never really know the effect you have on somebody, either a small scale or a large scale. And kind of just always be mindful of that, because yeah, if you want to be in the limelight, you kind of got to be aware of that. And a lot of people don't, and you see it a lot with some of these celebrities. Like, they do the most random crash out stuff. I mean, like, look at Antonio Brown, right? Crazies. But yeah, just always be aware of like the actions you have on people, because they do matter, and it just matters.
All right, Dean. So what's next?
OnlyFans. Okay, yeah, I'm not playing OnlyFans. Aren't playing OnlyFans. This isn't Fortnite. No, that's crazy. No. What's next? A lot of coaching, more coaching content. I really just can't wait to do some of these collabs. I have a lot more time on my hands now. You'll see a lot more vlogs at the fights, like you've been seeing. A lot more coaching videos. I love spreading information. I love hearing comments from you guys to say, "Oh, you helped me out." So you'll see a lot behind the scenes. We got some crazy stuff in the works. I'm be trying to go to a lot more big fights. Maybe get some media passes. Go and hang out with some pro fighters, some MMA fighters, maybe train, do some MMA videos. Now that I'm not doing boxing as much, I got a chance to actually lift some weights, maybe some weight training videos. Y'all see me get choked out a couple times with some BJJ, Muay Thai, MMA videos. It's cool. We had an MMA video planned, but the guy behind the camera didn't turn the mic on. But it's okay, so you'll see more videos like that. I give him a hard time, but he's awesome. His tags are popping up. Y'all can go follow him and ask him for some content, because he does great work, like actually like insane work. The setup is crazy. Content isn't going anywhere. Y'all still see me train. I'm still sparring, and who knows, maybe I might do an influencer fight, maybe I might do a professional fight, but yeah, who knows where this takes us. I'm excited for the next part, that's for sure. I never really thought about life after boxing, but I will say over the past 2 months I have been a lot happier. And one thing I have always believed is do what makes you happy. And that's kind of one of the things I'll never forget. Boxing has caused me a lot of stress, but that's part of the sport. And some people can deal with it. Some people can't, but it's already been like this for 2 months. The only people that knew really was me, my girlfriend, Aya, Carlos, my coaches, most of the fighters, and Dominic Berry. I told him when we went out to dinner that one night. Still going with the content. Y'all gonna see a lot of cool stuff. More MMA, more jiu-jitsu, more boxing, more weight training, more coaching, more collabs, more behind the scenes, more vlogs, all the stuff. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'm sorry if I let anybody down. I know a lot of people want to see me go pro. I'm still gonna go pro. Let's just be real here. If y'all got any influencers y'all want to see me fight, let me know in the comments, because I got a couple of people I can think of. I got a couple of people. But y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments. I might come back for that. I will come back for that if the pay is right. Hey man, I ain't fighting unless I'm getting paid. I love you guys. Be tuned for more content on the way. I appreciate you guys watching. Tell somebody you love them. W Mama in the chat. Mama just, like I said, Game 7 LeBron James performance. Surgery is done. Aneurysm gone. Artery's good. Game 7 LeBron James. W Mama in the chat. Love you guys. Tell your mom you love them, because I love you guys. And peace out.